plans to expand. We're looking to increase the size of our cultivation operations. We're going out to raise a little bit of capital to go make that happen. And the plan is for us to stay ahead of the growth curve. We currently have more than 80% of the overall market share in the state of Texas.
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. Today on Raising Cannabis Capital, we are joined by Morris Denton from Compassionate Cultivation. Morris, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dan. Good to be with you.
Compassionate Cultivation is a vertically integrated cannabis company located in the state of Texas. So congratulations, Morris. You are officially our first guest from Texas. And as our first guest, you need to give us the Lone Star Cannabis Industry Report.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And it's always good to be the first, plowing new ground with you guys.
Not just with us, but I think with the whole state of Texas.
Yeah, it's been a real fascinating journey, Dan. I mean, just a quick little overview. Texas passed Senate Bill 339 back in 2015. The Texas legislature is the lawmaking body for the state of Texas. There are not very many referendums or ballot initiatives that come onto the ballots as a means to enact laws or to create legislation in Texas. And so the legislature is really the only way to get things done. And our legislature meets every other year. So in 2015, the Texas legislature passed Senate Bill 339, which became known as the Compassionate Use Act. The Compassionate Use Program was the sort of outcome of the Compassionate Use Act. In the Compassionate Use Program, it basically created an opportunity for a business like ours to exist. The original legislation was a very narrowly crafted, very tight, very restrictive program. There were 43 entrants into the application process, and the Texas Department of Public Safety, which is the regulator, gave out 3 licensees. So it's us plus 2 other licensees. We're the only ones from Texas, but it allows us to produce a form of low THC, high CBD medicine for people with intractable epilepsy. That was the only qualifying condition that came out of the 2015 legislative session. Intractable epilepsy is a subset of epilepsy. And fortunately, there are not a lot of people that have intractable epilepsy. And so therefore, that market was and is a very small market. Mm-hmm. And so when myself and my business partners decided that we wanted to pursue a license in the state of Texas, we didn't do it because we thought that the business opportunity was going to be so overwhelmingly huge straight out of the gate. We did it because we thought that there was an opportunity, if we ran our business well and if we produced the highest quality medicine that changed people's lives, that we could transform the state of Texas through the power and the truth of medical cannabis. Once we got our license, we just put our heads down and we got to work, and we service the entire state of Texas.
There's a really well done video on your website that almost walks you through the door all the way out the back door to the dispensary. Yeah. And you do everything in between. In addition to growing, extracting, packaging, you have a testing lab there.
Yeah.
And it's all under one roof.
We didn't set out to build the Taj de marijuana when we built out the facility, but we knew that the only way that the state of Texas would allow expansion to occur, we had to be the beacon for the state of Texas. When you have a legislature like ours, which is in a very conservative state with a conservative governor, with a very conservative lieutenant governor, you're not going to change people's opinions just by telling them things. You have to show them. And so we show people every single day how we produce the medicine and what that means for our patients. And all we're trying to do is connect the dots between these great, wonderful people of the state of Texas with our legislators and say, look, here's the impact that this plan is having on these people. Here's how we're running this business, which is completely transparent, 100% accurate every single time. And now we need to see expansion occur in the state. In the 2019 session, we were fortunate enough to get expansion. We went from one condition of intractable epilepsy to all forms of epilepsy and other seizure disorders, plus MS, spasticity, autism, terminal cancer and incurable neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's, et cetera.
Oh my gosh, that's a big change.
It's a big change.
Yeah.
It's a great positive step forward. It's unfortunate when you see people that are left behind, but our job within this company is to service the market that the legislature allows and to do it in such a way where it becomes impossible for the legislature to say no the next time around, which will be 2021.
By virtue of where you guys are located, you have a responsibility for the whole state, because if anyone's going to check on the industry, it's going to be at your location because you're at the state capitol. Give us an idea, now that you added all the other conditions, how much more output will you need to produce in order to supply that need?
It's a factor of 10 to 20x.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that means that you have to do some major expansion.
Yeah, we've got plans to expand. We're looking to increase the size of our cultivation operations. We're going out to raise a little bit of capital to go make that happen. And the plan is for us to stay ahead of the growth curve. We currently have more than 80% of the overall market share of the state of Texas.
Oh my gosh.
And so,
second largest state in the country, you have 80% market share.
Yeah, you got to understand that that's of the small market that exists, right? But we took it very seriously from day one. Because we're the only Texas-based licensees, I mean, it is our duty, it is our responsibility to represent the state of Texas. We view this as responsibility that we have to service our neighbors and to represent the state in a manner that makes them extremely proud. And so we've leaned into the market as opposed to sitting back and watch the market. We believe that as leaders, we have an ability to pace the market, to define the market, to create the market, and ultimately to continue to lead that market.
Well, I think everyone would applaud your effort. And from a national standpoint, we need people like you to push this, because if we could make a difference in Texas, that'll bring us one step closer to making a difference in the entire country. So while your efforts may seem local, I think they're going to have national implications. Jumping forward, you mentioned that you are raising some money. Are there opportunities for investors to participate in your growth?
There sure are. We've retained Viridian Capital Advisors, which is a New York-based investment banker, to assist us in the round. Anyone that's interested in learning more about that can contact Viridian Capital Advisors, and Scott Greiper and his team will be happy to send out our non-disclosure agreement, and then we'll go from there.
And I'll have all your contact information and all of Scott's and Viridian's information on the website. And man, Morris, this is exciting stuff. And I give you a lot of credit for everything you've done so far. And I give you encouragement to keep it going, because like I said, you're making a difference in people's lives and you're making a difference in the entire industry. So thank you for everything that you've done.
We appreciate that, Dan. And we appreciate your time and your interest. And I think that it's really important for people to understand that Texas is coming. We may be a little bit behind right now, but once this state makes a decision that it wants to participate in an industry, it doesn't take long for that state to become a leader in that industry. Don't go to sleep on Texas. We're coming.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could ever go to sleep on Texas, but thanks again for being yeah, maybe the Cowboys. Well, have a great vacation, and I look forward to hearing more about this.
Right on. Thanks. Appreciate you.
Good luck.